Oh boy. I got a glare on my glasses, so I'm gonna have to take my glasses off. I'll tilt them down. Showing up on the computer here. Late night live session. Oh man. Let me see who is up tonight before I explain what's going on. It's the company right there, Bravin Publishing. You are live. We're building an audience for you. Brother Zion, what's going on, sir? Tired tonight, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. About to just, I just wanted to say thank you to the Lord, and I wanted to do it publicly. Shout out to Sister Yvette Brooks. Um, we finished. We yeah. I know I'm up late. Really, just I'm working off of the adrenaline of Sister Yvette Brooks' book. We just finished up the cover and everything. I gotta submit everything to the printer so they can go ahead and send me the proof copy. But she is book number 33 that hey Danelle. She's book number 33 that we worked on. And it's um it's a blessing when you can take somebody's words from their computer and turn them into a book. And it's funny because every time that I've considered walking away, hey, what's up, love? Every time I've considered walking away from this company, the Lord has not allowed me to do so. And so we have worked on, in some form or fashion, in a 6, almost 7 year period, 33 books. So we've taken some books from the computer to being done, or we've edited books, or we've typeset books, or we've supplied the covers. But tonight is why I do what I do when it comes to Bravin Publishing. When you actually see or hear uh, um, a fellow author say, "I have tears in my eyes" when they see that cover, that's a blessing. And the one thing that I can say I am so proud of, that I am humbly proud of, the fact that the Lord has allowed me to work with fellow brothers and sisters in the kingdom. Because I've said this before, that when I created this company, it was designed to be faith-based, and still is faith-based. And we only put works out that fit the model of what we are. So I don't put out stuff that's violent. I don't put out stuff of a sexual nature. I don't put out things that are anti anyone's religion. And really, this year has been a great year, because this is just this year alone. It has been one, two, three, four books already this year. Thank you so much. With mine coming out in December. So really 5 books since December. But all 5 authors are connected to the kingdom of God. And I know some people may say, so what? When you set out to honor your faith, and you try to honor and pay tribute to your faith by trying to create things that you believe are going to help others and help this world, when the designers of the covers, shout out to Marissa McCracklin, the editors, Chanel Bacon, when you have 2 people behind the scenes who are also kingdom builders, and then you have Melinda Harper, Jovan Roseborough, Pastor Sandy Roberts, Sister Mays, Yvette Mays, and now Sister Brooks, who just joined us. Look at that. Call an angel and they show up. And you have now Sister Brooks. All men and women of the kingdom, who are kingdom builders, who are using their works to help others. And when you are at the forefront of helping them do that, there's no greater feeling in the world. Like I honestly believe that I am honoring God by the things that I do, by helping others who are trying to honor him too. So Sister Brooks, I have to shout you out publicly and say I am so proud of you. I am proud of your work. I am proud of the fact that you have listened. Biblical meaning of 33 means the promises of God. How about that, brother? I did not know that. How about that? And this is book number 33. How about that? Wow. And you know, like I was saying, I got to give Sister Brooks credit, because it's one thing when a person comes to you to work on their book. It's another thing when they listen and they do the things that you need to do. And another thing that I've learned, and it goes back to working with Pastor Sandy Roberts, is that when God wants something to go a certain way, ain't nothing you could do. We had no bumps in the road. We had no roadblocks with Pastor Roberts' book. And that carried over, because then here, right behind her, Sister Brooks comes to us and says, and thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome, Sister Brooks. So you're so welcome, because Evangelist Yvette Brooks, you guys, make sure you check her out. Make sure you support her. Make sure you support Pastor Sandy Roberts. These are sisters who came to me to work on their books, and their books are going to help change lives. And I think what's interesting about Sister Brooks is when she first reached out to me and I explained to her like what we do and what's necessary to, you know, for us to work on your book at Bravin, I could hear in her voice that she was a little flabbergasted. She was a little like, okay, I didn't know it was going to be such an arduous, and I hate that word. If I said it wrong, please forgive me. It's late. Task. And she said, well, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. And I have no problem with that. I tell people all the time, take your time. I'm not going anywhere. And in the back of my mind, I thought, okay, Lord, I done ran another one away. Sister was like, I'm going somewhere else to get my book published. And then sure enough, she gathered herself and came back and said, no, I think, you know, you and Tiff are the ones for my book. And the one thing that I do at Bravin Publishing, and I don't know if people know this, I only work on referrals right now. And the reason why is because I just don't want anybody just showing up and saying, please do my book, and they have no idea who and what I'm about. Because I put myself in with whoever I'm working with. I get into whoever I'm dealing with. And I really want to pay an author the attention, because it's just not enough to do their book. I want them to understand the process. I want them to see and understand what Tiff and I are doing. I try to keep an author in the loop. I want an author to feel comfortable when they don't understand something, that, you know, it's not foolish if you ask a question because you don't know. I got you. And I also want an author to know when they work with us that is not just about creating your book. I'm going to give you tips, and I'm going to give you ideas, and I'm going to give you information that I think is going to help you sell your book. And I'm going to help you pick out the things for your cover. I'm going to help you do the things necessary to hopefully bring to light the best creation for your book that we can do. And I think with Sister Brooks's book, I just love the way the cover came together. Actually, I love all the covers of our books. But this one here I love because I think she has a built-in selling point with her book. Actually, Sister Roberts too, with the open windows. I think the two of these last two books, I think, have built-in stories into the cover. So what I'm watching is a growth in Marissa McCracklin also. Shout out to Marissa. Because as she's growing as a designer, God is speaking through her to her covers, and they're on point. And to know that, you know, I played a role in that, it's big. And I don't know how other people feel when they're doing business. I get as excited for other authors as I do when I'm holding my book in my hand. Like, I'm so excited now that we're at the final hurdle, and that's to upload the files, make sure everything uploads correctly, get the proof copy. I then have to go through the proof copy to make sure that everything looks everything is lined up the right way. And once I feel that the cosmetics and that part has been done, I then package it up and I send it on to Sister Brooks for her to actually hold in her hand her baby. And if you've never written a book, it's hard to explain, and I'm not going to compare it to childbirth because Lord knows I was inside the delivery room with Tiffany and KL. Nothing compares to that. I'm still traumatized with what I saw. Hey, shout out to Diane. And so, what I can tell you, if you've never written a book, the pleasure of taking something from your computer to physical form is a tremendous thing. And it's not about the sales and it's not about the promotions. It's not, this is not that. That's the second part. It is about having an idea, bringing that idea to the table to someone, allowing that person to take your idea and then let them shape it, build it, grow it, and then have them give you back the physical version of your dream. That's the role that I play at Bravin Publishing, and I don't overlook that. I love it. I do. Every time I hear an author say, I have tears in my eyes, or every time, and actually I think if you go on YouTube and look up Dr. Melinda Harper, I believe her video when she first got her book is there. She's excited. And then, just knowing that I'm playing a part in someone else's life and in their livelihood, it's nothing better than that. Hey, Diane, and I can't wait to do the interview on Diane's show. Shout out to Diane Rember. I'll be doing her show in October. Looking forward to it. But yeah, I wanted to get on tonight, guys. And if you're watching this in replay, thank you for watching. Check out Sister Roberts. She's actually under the name Terrence Sandy Roberts. Her and her husband are pastors. And her book, Through Open Windows, I love the cover. Check out Sister Yvette Brooks, a book on relaxation. Let me just, I want to keep that on Sister Brooks for a second. Now, here's what I meant about, I just love the way her book came together in this aspect. Her book covers something that everybody needs. Very rarely does a book cover something everybody needs. We talk about it. Thank you so much, Jess. I'm very excited. We talk about it like that, but very rarely can you say a book that covers something everybody needs. Everybody needs relaxation in some form or fashion. So the fact that she now becomes the professional on the subject of relaxation, being able to say, I published a book on relaxation. Oh, here we go with the phone calls again. Hold on one second. I was dealing with a family issue. Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. Hello. What's up? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, okay. And you got to call in the morning. Okay. Call. Okay. So just call that number in the morning and do everything the same. Just call it from that number, okay? All right, and then call me back. Okay. Give him a call and then just call me back in the morning. All right, Doc. All right. Yeah, man. My little nephew, they left him on the bus. He's a job at charter school. So I'm like, man, listen, we're gonna take care of that. But anyway, um, like I was saying is Sister Brooks's book is on relaxation. And let me bring this up a second. I wanna give it its due the right way, so I want to make sure I'm reading this the right way. Releasing the Power of Relaxation, Unlock your door to peace. Who doesn't need that? Now, as an author myself, I am always looking for ways to be able to promote my work, to make personal connections with the people that read so they can make the decision to pick up a copy of my book. So I have to touch certain pulse points and I have to try to hit certain hot button things. Sound like these authors need to come? Yes. Listen, Sister Rambert, I think Yvette Brooks, is she here, is one. That's the sister whose book I'm talking about right now. Pastor Roberts is, they're actually on my page. I gotta actually reach out. Yes, but they're both new authors, and I think the opportunity to interview and things like that would be tremendous. To get their feet wet, to understand, what this process is, because I think both as new authors have something fresh to talk about in terms of why they created their books. Sister Brooks's book, Opening Up the Door to Peace, relaxing. Oh man, hold on, let me bring this up. There we go. I want to make sure I say this the right way. Releasing the power of relaxation. And like I said, to have the built-in pulse points. Who can argue that they don't need to relax? Who can argue that finding peace is not something that they want? And so now that the sister has a publication, she has something that she can offer whoever she speaks to. That is a rare thing when your book can connect to every type of person that you can think of. The key now becomes, how do you actually promote to them? But that's the other part of the game. We're not going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about the emotional side. And I also know, as a man of God, my job is to make sure that the clients that I work with understand the role that God plays in how I govern myself in business. I have to make sure that they understand that their work is protected by me the same way as if it was my work, because I'm a man of God and a man of integrity. And that's another reason why I don't take on a whole lot of clients at different times, because I really want to make sure that a person can see that, feel that, and understand that. So when they tell me they have tears in their eyes when they see that we've gotten to this point where the cover layout is, it's like, how can I put it? I don't know if you guys watched The Biggest Loser, but in The Biggest Loser, when you get to makeover week, it is an opportunity to celebrate the fact that you've been putting in all this hard work, and that they give you the makeover and your family gets to see you when they haven't seen you for weeks or months or whatever. That's how I feel when we get to like the cover layout week, that, we've talked about it. The designer's been working, editor's been working. We now did the edit, the re-edit, maybe even the third edit, fourth edit. And the designer now says, okay, let me see what I can do based on what I've read, because we normally send over first chapter or the back language or whatever. We send over enough about the book for the designer to now do what God has gifted her with. And you never know what the designer is going to do unless the author has a set thing in mind. And I think what's so interesting, and I don't know if Sister Brooks is still here when she watches this in the morning. I know she's probably bouncing off the walls now. I know she got to go to work in the morning. If you look at the cover that Sister Brooks designed, and you look at the cover, or you look at the completed book, two different planets. You still here, sister? Did you think about that? If you think about the design that you created, I'm not knocking your design. I'm just talking about how God, we plan one thing and then God says, okay, yeah, I hear what y'all saying, but this is what I want. Because when I say that the book cover has no connection to what the sister brought to us, but it brought something to Sister Marissa, because it did have a door. And she understood what Sister Yvette was trying to do with her book. So this is, and for you guys watching who don't understand this, or maybe just get tired of me talking about God, you might want to just hang up now, just leave, because I'm about to get into some church right now. Let me show you how God works. It's called topology. God puts the thought into Sister Brooks' spirit. Sister Brooks talks to another person who had their book done through us, who knows who God is. Leads her to me. We now talk. My spirit then leads her to someone that I do business with, who then takes the idea, the thought of Sister Brooks, and goes to work with the talents that God gave her, without having never spoke to Sister Brooks, only speaking to me and having the cover that Sister Brooks had originally created from what? Thought and her Holy Spirit. This ain't the place for them if they can't. That's true. They might want to just jump off now. So now Sister Marissa, who knows the Lord, goes to work. And she allows her godly talent to craft what she believes is what matches what Sister Brooks has in mind, just based on the information that was given to her. So then when she returns what she believed works, now you see God moving again. Because now when I pass it on to Sister Brooks and she goes, oh my God, look at this. And when she looks at it and sees it, it's totally different than the direction that she was going in. But her spirit tells her, that's it right there. When I explain to her, now this is where I get into the mix. Because when I explain to her what I see as a godly man in the work that Sister Marissa creates, she goes, I didn't see it that way. And then when she starts to see it the way I mentioned it to her, not only does she see it, her spirit starts to sing. So now we go back and create the back, and we have to, and now, and Sister Brooks is here, so she can confirm this. I told Sister Brooks, she sent me 2 pictures, and I said, we can use one of them on the interior of the book, because they don't have to be a certain designation on the inside of the book, because it's going to be black and white anyway. But for the outside of the book, for us to use it on the back cover, you need a professionally done picture, because I need a certain DPI. Brother, oh, Chef Frazier's in the house. Chef Javel, what's going on, sir? And Sister Brooks, if you need a chef for your book release, reach out to Javel Frazier and you tell him that you're friends with KL. If you're going to have your book release, have it catered by his catering company. Food is tremendous. Sister Brooks said, okay, I'll go out and get the books. I'll go out and get the pictures. So she said, I have an old camera. Can I use that? And I explained to her what she needed. So she goes out and she gets professionally done pictures and sends them back to me. What color do you believe Sister Brooks is wearing in the picture that she chooses for the back of her book? Green. What color is the back of the book? Green. So if you don't think God is working all the way here, so you think it's a coincidence that she goes out to get pictures that I told her that she needed, not telling her what to wear, that when she goes and gets the pictures on the day that I get the cover from Sister Marissa and I pass it on to her, the book cover matches the pictures that she chose to take professionally? Come on, man. These are the things that some people miss when they're in church, because they're not coming out of the church and connecting with other brothers and sisters inside the kingdom. This is the other side that God wants us to see. That if we look for each other, lock arms with each other, do business with each other, support each other, he'll show up and then show out. And it's not by accident. There is no accidents. You know what? And I just mentioned, look, Sister Chanel Bacon is up. Another part of the Bravin family. Oh, and so what does Sister Brooks say? Sister Brooks said, well, I need to have the book edited. So what happens? Sister Chanel steps in and does what she does and uses her godly talents. And what happens? She tells me all the time. She is actually my barometer. Brother KL, I like where Sister Brooks was going with this book here. It came at a time that I could use it. So again, without even knowing it, God has me contact Sister Bacon, and the book and the words now touch Sister Chanel. Chanel returns the work back to Sister Brooks, and Sister Brooks says, I love the way she worked on my book. Again, the type of topology that lets us know who God is. We don't have to worry about it. And when you actually are looking to do good work in the name of the Lord, he will take care of the rest. Sister Bacon, Sister Brooks. Now, you guys that need to be interviewed, and actually, Sister Diana, Chanel Bacon is someone that you should reach out to also, because she can give voice to the other sides of the literary industry, from the editing and from the other side as a professor. A lot of folks don't realize that. And as a person who has a keen eye when it comes to reading in the English language, definitely someone that you should have on just to, and she's an interesting person too. She's an incredible communicator. But this is how God works. If you're serious about it, if you seriously commit to put God first in what you do, he will bring to you the people that need to be connected to you. And you'll know, because what did we all learn? You can judge a tree by its fruits. Definitely. Also, if you want to do a completely different show on young chefs, check out Chef Javel Frazier. Incredible young gifted chef. You could do a radio show on him too, about the trials and tribulations of being a young African-American chef who's a real chef, not no cat that's just cooking in his backyard. He actually has the paperwork on his wall to show you that he is real about his. So he would definitely make another good interview. So feel free, you guys, to share information with y'all. And actually, while you're listening, if you're still listening, post up your websites, your blogs, put them all in there. Share with each other. So I just want to shout out everybody, because Bravin Publishing is a living entity. I might be at the head of the company. Yes, I might own the company. But my company is only as strong as the people that I am connected to. And I would be amiss if I sat on here all night and didn't give a shout out to my new manager, Miss Keisha Frazier. She's going to be handling a lot for me now going forward. I needed some assistance in doing the things that I do, and Keisha has been working with me, and I like some of the work that she does. So she's now my manager. So I decided to move forward and have her work on some things for me. Because I'm about giving, have been about giving, and I'm about celebrating other people, and I'm about celebrating the successes of other people and reaching out. Feel free to reach out to me. Oh, definitely. Listen, guys, everyone here, check out Diane. Make sure that you reach out to her. She is not just a radio host. She does a lot of things in the community. Diane, you're in New Jersey, right? I believe. New Jersey, I think. Is it New Jersey or New York, sister? But guys, definitely reach out to her. You need to schedule an interview, set up, get your information to her to set up an interview for the future. She is definitely somebody who being on her show can help you. And she works hard. So definitely take down, okay, Jersey, there you go. Take down her email. Make sure you reach out to her. There you go, New Jersey. I got you. I thought so. And make sure you reach out to her, because that's the other part of it too. Hey, my sister-in-law's on. Hey, Gloria. But that's what it's about, guys. And it's not about paying lip service to honoring God. It's about literally doing it. It is about calling on other people and taking care of them, even if it means you're not getting as much as you think. It'll come back. And I have found that in the almost 7 years that Bravin Publishing has been in existence, God won't let me walk away. Because yes, there's been many nights that I wanted to quit. And we've had some very bad years. not days, bad years. 2011 was a bad year. But I learned a lot. And I learned that in those valleys and in those bad places, I learned who I could trust. I learned what type of business I don't ever want to be involved in. I learned what happens when you take your eyes off of the Lord and you start to look at the money in the wrong way. That is really just an illusion. And when your feelings start to change about the money, you change. And I just realized that God placed me here to do something with this company and extended it to other things. And I've watched people take advantage of what we've done to help themselves. And that's been a beautiful thing. I've watched people's lives changed from books that we helped create. Now, whether you knew this or not, one of the authors that we worked with, his book is archived now at the Schomburg Museum in Harlem, one of the largest African-American museums in the world. And a book that we helped create for him is now a part of African-American history. How about that? That alongside Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, something created by Bravin Publishing is on those shelves. Who else but God? And so that same client, we did 2 books for him. Sister Marissa did the cover for the second one. And then we helped set him up to establish him as his own company. The Teach a Man to Fish thing. And if you're not familiar with what that is, you can sell a man a fish or you can teach him how to fish. So we taught him how to fish. And now he's on his own fishing. And we have the wonderful memories. Do we lose a little bit of money? Yeah. But I know I took care of somebody and put them in the best position I could. Again, honoring my faith. So I would ask this of everybody watching this now, live, or watching it on the replay, or coming by my page. Share my information with others. Bravin Publishing, www.bravinpublishing.com. Tell them to stop by and see what we do. And if they want to redo their book, if they want to do their book, their first book, if they just want to fix up certain parts of their book, whatever they want to do, reach out to me and Tiff. You know, I was reminded by my friend from Italy, shout out to Brian Groves, that I would say I'm not working. And he would quietly kick me with compassion. And he would say, stop saying you're not working. You're just not going to a location. You're working from home. And I am. I'm in graduate school studying human service counseling, specializing in Christian ministry. And it's rough. I'm home doing the Bravin Publishing work. I have 2 other businesses that I'm looking to start up next September, while still taking care of the house while Tiff and KL is at school and at work. So I do the cooking, and yes, I'm a house husband. I do the laundry and other things like that. And I do it all proudly, because it's nights like tonight when someone tells you that they're in tears because of something that you helped bring to the table. So stop by Bravin Publishing website. Hit me up if you need some work done. As I said before, if you check my page, reach out to Keisha Frazier if you need to schedule me for anything. Divas, Keisha at Divas Books, INC. I'm missing something. Online. Okay, Divas Books Inc. online.com. Keisha at Divas Books Inc. online.com. And let her know that you want me to come and speak somewhere. Let me know what you need, and I'll take care of it. Because I'm about growing, and I'm about taking other people with me. And I have no problem with letting other people sit down at the table, eat, and wait. Because I know in the end, the Lord knows where my heart is at. And he knows that I want to see people do well. And I'm going to continue to help authors get their words out. I'm going to continue to help folks that other people may not have given a deal to create for themselves, because these books are going to help people. I believe that. I really do. I believe that when people read these books, there's going to be something in releasing the power of relaxation that Sister Brooks is going to need to bring out, that someone is going to read this and go, that's what I needed. I believe that. I believe that when she's out selling her books, someone is going to say, I read this and it helped me. And I'm going to know I played a role in that. But I don't take the credit for it. I'm just doing the things that honor my faith and to honor my God. So if you're sitting there saying, oh my God, how many times is he going to say God? I'm tired. You don't know how many times you might hear God come out my mouth tonight. But no, I'm actually going to get ready to get off. So guys, listen, it has been a pleasure. I thank all of you for taking the time out of hanging out with me tonight. Please share. Please like. Please let folks know that they need to come by and support these authors. Go by their pages. Tell them that you want to purchase their book, pre-order their book. Sister Brooks is going to be taking pre-orders. Go by Sister Yvette. Let me make sure I give it to you the right way. Yvette M. Brooks. Make sure you go by her page and shout her out, and make sure you purchase her book. Make sure you go by Diane P. Rembert, R-E-M-B-E-R-T, and let her know that you're interested in possibly doing an interview. Check her out at diamondsliteraryworld@gmail.com. Send her an email and say, hey, listen, is there something that we can work out that maybe I can come on your show? Give her an idea. Let's start. Javel Frazier was here. Chanel Bacon was here. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Who else stopped in today? Brother Ronald Zion Roseboro. Make sure you check him out on Wednesday nights. Restoration Radio. Brother is a strong man of God, and he's bringing it, and he's making you think. And I have the pleasure of working with him directly. We're sitting down and we're building each other up, and we're making each other stronger as men of God, and I appreciate the brother. So I appreciate him stopping by. Danelle King, one of my former students who is on her grind. She works overnight. She works a second job, full-time, and goes to school. She's a little hard-headed at times, knucklehead, but still love her too. She doing what she got to do. She hard-headed, but she putting in the work. Where a lot of other people sitting around not doing anything, that's a young lady that's putting in that time. That I missed. Shout out to Gloria Braxton, an outstanding artist whose work you will sometimes see featured right there in the park across from Boys and Girls, and you'll pretty much be seeing it all over New York. Outstanding portraits. Make sure you reach out to her if you have something that you want done. And again, back to Sister Yvette Brooks. Support this young lady. She's new to the game, but her book is going to help. And I believe that if you put the time in, you're going to see that there's something that you can take from her book. But make sure you support everyone that is here in the stream. And then, of course, support what I do. Author of 3 books. A Man in Transition, my poetry book. From Gigolo to Jesus, my memoir. And my most recent book, Lukewarm Saint, inspirational fiction. And I am slowly working on book number 2, Lukewarm Saint Part 2, Fox in the Henhouse. I'm also working on Making Marriage Cool Again. And I'm also working on a new relationship book that has over 14 hours of content from different videos and things that I've done that I'm putting together to give as a book of advice on relationships, and some other products that I'm working on, as well as I am trying to finish school and get this second master's degree. And it is not easy. I got a big paper that's due this Sunday. I just kind of scrubbed myself on this exam that I took. But now it's this week. I'm not worried about last week. So shout out to the people in my life who helped keep me going, who helped keep me grounded. And in the end, shout out to the Lord. For without him, I wouldn't be in this position to say anything to anybody. Thank him for saving my life, for shining the light in some very dark places to get me to where I am now, to where I will be. So guys, I want to thank all of you. Be safe. Have a wonderful evening. I'm going to work on this to-do list for tomorrow, and then I'm going to get some sleep because I am beat. Me and Tiff thought Tybo was easy. No, we didn't. We knew it was rough. We almost finished the whole thing. We'll be back at it tomorrow. I think we're going to take a walk tomorrow and then do Tybo on Friday. So, all right, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. God bless.